Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. It is almost spring and we're going to be going outside and putting together my compost tumbler. Now this compost tumbler was actually supposed to be used for my waste when I had my composting toilet in the tiny house, and because I changed it out to a regular flush toilet for my Airbnb guests, I'm no longer going to use that tumbler for the waste. So I might as well set it up and use it for food scraps and leaves, clippings around the yard, and anything that can go in a compost bin. We're going to get to that later. But we're going to be setting it up so I can start the process of this composting, turn it every couple days, and have some fresh compost to use in my gardens whenever I need it. And I can continuously add to this tumbler and it just keeps creating compost for me. It is a 43-gallon tumbler. It came in a box and we're gonna have to put it together. It's kind of windy today, even though it is going to be 74 degrees. So we're gonna be doing this in my workshop, and yeah, let's get going. Got some gloves here too. Ooh, that's cool. They've got nails on them. I've got the list. Alright. Oh, here's gloves to work with. And they'll give you free gardening gloves. Ooh. Ooh. I'm easily amused. Oh, I can use this for anything. Recycle, reduce, reuse, resave, all of that. All right, we are going to put on our work gloves. It's so weird. I've never seen these kind of work gloves. They're very thin. These are the little things that we're working with. There's only 2 things in here, so I'm not going to separate them. I can just grab from them as I need them. These are the instructions we're working with. And I laid all the parts out. There's not many, but there's lots of screws to put in this thing. All of those holes. Alright, well, once I get this first piece on there, which appears to be the door in the diagram, it doesn't really give many instructions on how to do this, but we are going to figure it out. I have no idea why they gave these gloves, because they just got stuck in the screw. I took them off, I'm not using them. It's pointless to use them. Now, eventually, I'm going to have a bigger compost pile, say outside, rather than inside a tumbler. I'll have like a different system, like a bigger system, because I want to put like more plant waste in there. But right now, this is only 43 gallons. There's only going to be so much that can fit in here, to where I'm gonna have to put the rest of it in the big mulch pile or make a bigger compost bin. So all of these panels on here, they kind of go under this lip right here, and then the rest of it goes on the outside. That's why there's so many of these things. It fits really nice together, actually. Now it says after the fourth panel has been added to here that we have to add the divider bar. It does not need to fit perfectly because it just needs to stay in the middle. So I'm gonna grab the divider bar. I don't know what piece that is because it's not saying. This. Okay, and now I'm gonna get the bar that goes in the middle of it, I think, unless they want me to do that at the end. Doesn't say they want me to do it at the end, but it doesn't say they want me to do it now. I'm gonna wait. We're just going to continue putting the panels on. Now this seems a little more difficult trying to, or put these other panels in here now that I have this divider panel in here, because you have to make it all line up. I've never put one of these together before, but it's interesting. It's so weird how this fits in here. Now it's in there. Okay, so for the last screws that are up here, I had to go in the door to get them because this panel had already been put on, so I still do have to do this one here. All right, I'm putting the doors back in. We've got the whole drum done, and now we're gonna do the stand. Okay, now that our compost tumbler is done, I'm going to be bringing it outside. I have been saving up in the refrigerator a bowl full of vegetable and fruit scraps that I didn't want to give the chickens. Personally, I won't give my chickens anything that is moldy, so if a strawberry starts to mold, I won't even give that to the chickens, so we throw that in the compost tumbler. I also have some crushed eggs that we're going to be putting in here for the first time. And we're gonna go around the homestead and gather up a couple of leaves and a couple dying plants because we're gonna be putting those in there as well. And once my produce gardens start, if there are any dying vegetables or ones that bugs have gotten to, I can simply take those off and throw those in there as well, and it gains and gathers up nutrients. So there are two sides to this. With that divider in the middle. We're only gonna be using one side at a time. The one side gets filled, I'm gonna keep tumbling it, let that compost, and then I'll start filling up the second side. So I'm gonna get this outside in the area where I'm going to be putting it, which is basically on the other side of the chicken coop. And I have those 2 bowls of food scrap items that we're gonna put in there first, and then we're gonna get the rest of it. Okay, we are over by the chicken coop and I'm deciding to put the tumbler right there. To me, it's a bit of an eyesore, so right now I'm not wanting the Airbnb or the RV guests to see that unless they walk on the paths, but it'll be kept back here and I can put any kind of fruits, vegetables, outside matter inside there. These are the things we're gonna start with. I do feed the squirrels some black walnuts and I crack them for them so they take the nuts out of the shell. I'm gonna be putting these in there. This is the fruits and vegetables that have been being saved up in my refrigerator that have gone a little bad, and I usually take the oldest set of eggs that I have to give back to the chickens for some extra protein. These are going to be the 3 things that we're starting with. I will also gather some leaves to put in there, and then we're going to go around the homestead and grab a couple more things to put in there. And then of course we're going to be gathering just some random leaves on the ground. You can put sticks in here as well. They say you could put hair. I'll go through the list of what you can put in the compost bin when I get back inside. And surprisingly, they say do not add dirt, but we are going to be adding some old dirt from some old planters, and they say you can use that. Okay, that's all the leaves we're going to put in. Now, Google also says you can add old plants. So any old dirt from the plants that were just sitting there, if you can't reuse it, put it in the compost tumbler. So I'm just going to be clearing up some of those. We'll start the dirt process, which is a good thing, but you just don't want to add fresh dirt, they say. And quite honestly, you can add these too, but I can reuse these, so I'm going to do that instead. See? Alright, let's give it a tumble. Okay, I also have this stuff right here, which was at the bottom of the fruit plants that I planted. The compost bin can also get cardboard and newspaper, so this is excellent to put in there. We're going to put that in there. I also have all of this that has fallen all over the floor in the workshop, so I brush it all over in this section. Instead of wasting it, we could put straw in there as well, so we're going to be doing that. I'm going to scoop it up with something. Well, that sucks. This whole pile had zip ties in it, and we don't want to use that in there. Well, that sucks. We'll use as much as we can. Okay, I did take out as many of the plastic pieces that I could from the zip ties that were in that pile. Plastic takes a long time to decompose if it ever does, so we don't want that in there, and we don't want it outside, so we're going to clean it up now. End up throwing these away and then just continue adding to our compost tumbler. After that has been set up, I want to go through the list of the things that you can add in that composter. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to take note of is that the mulch pile that I have on the outside of the chicken coop is for around the trees. So none of that touches plants or produce, fruits, vegetables, or anything like that, because it's got that chicken manure in it. And compost usually needs to be stirred for 3 to 6 months before you could use it around plants. Because I've been using the mulch pile compost around the trees, it's not touching the trunk or anything. It's safe to use around the trees, but I don't want to be using that stuff around my plants. So that's why I'm setting up this other compost tumbler, because that's going to be what I'm going to be using for my actual gardens with the stuff that I eat in it. The list of things that you could put in this type of tumbler is eggshells, leaves, sticks, old food waste, coffee grinds, dryer lint, newspaper, cardboard, grass clippings, hair, sawdust, cut flowers, expired spices, dry pet food, nail clippings, straw, wood, banana peels, toothpicks, lake plants, pine needles, and things of that nature. So there's a lot of things that you can put inside a compost bin, and just keep tumbling it, and it's going to turn into usable compost for your gardens. The stuff that you don't want to put in the compost tumbler would be heavily coated or printed paper, fish, meat, dairy products, bones, fatty foods, grease, plastic, bread products, diseased plants, human or animal feces, rice, cooking oil, and things of that nature. You are also not supposed to add citrus to the compost bin. We are going to see how this works out. This is my first time doing this on my plants, or to even make smaller gardens, and this is going to be a continuous process. Once most of that gets composted in that first left bin, I can start using that and put new stuff in the right side. I've constantly got a fresh compost to use. So again, this is my first time doing this, and I hope that this video helped you. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification every time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Heavily coated, don't put that. Now it says after, hold on, and then stuff already being, don't put that.